That's all right.
It's always alarming when everyone goes quiet at the beginning of an event. Well, hi everyone. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm really, really excited to have this conversation. Really excited to introduce you to Lucy. So yeah, I am so pleased that we're finally doing this. Being fully transparent, we have tried to do this a couple of times. And I think it's important, to say that because a lot of venues who claim to be fully accessible end up maybe not being fully accessible. And so I'm really, really pleased that we could be here tonight at the Hearth. And the Hearth is kind of a bit of a second home for us travellers, as a lot of people know. So it feels really good to be here tonight. So I'm going to introduce Lucy. Lucy is a brilliant journalist, writer, disability activist. She's just come out with this book in October, The View from Down Here, which we're going to be discussing tonight. How many of you have read it or intending to read it after today? Fab. I'll try not to give too many spoilers. We're going to be discussing ableism, the concept of ableism, this evening. Quick show of hands, without having read the book or researched the book, who here is confident they know what ableism means? Okay, not many, but for those of you who maybe don't know, don't feel too terrible because as Lucy's book points out, it actually, if you were to pull out your phone and type it into a notes app, it wouldn't recognise as a word, which Lucy calls the ultimate form of gaslighting. So absolutely. But I think I'd love you to tell everyone just a quick and clear definition of what ableism is, as we're going to be discussing it so much tonight.
Yeah. When you start, but ableism is the discrimination against disabled people, bodies, minds, and ways of moving and being over others.
Yeah, absolutely. So speaking about accessible venues and things, you kind of open the book talking about the concept, not even the concept, the physical, a ramp for pubs and other buildings to make it easier, to make any building accessible. These ramps cost about £50, or as you say, 6 glasses of London wine. There are 5-6 glasses in a bottle of wine, so let's call it a bottle of wine. So let's say it's the choice between a bottle of wine and a ramp, and a lot of establishments are still not buying ramps for their pubs, restaurants, what have you. So I suppose my question to you has to be, why do you think people aren't choosing to buy ramps to solve this issue? Is it a lack of empathy? Is it the privilege of ignorance? Is it a deliberate choice? What do you think?
All of the above. I think we have this sort of myth that because disabled people aren't in a place where they're not in a place where I have conversations all the time with pubs and restaurants and whatever, and I said, it's equation, figure out why have we both we don't get this. Yeah. So now you didn't get this really good. Oh. Okay. I write about this in the book. Not just about where we do and expect to see disabled people, especially disabled women, and then still sort of face to disabled people and disabled lives, which is very true. In fact, we choose for the best parties. And if we're not expected to be in places, then they think we're actively not to accommodate. So that's why my job is sort of busting those expectations about where we're supposed to be and what we're supposed to do.
And actually, as you say, it is a chicken and egg thing, because it's not the disability stopping you from going to the pub, it's the ramp. If the ramp was there, you'd be at the pub with your friends. And perhaps the spaces are made, whether intentionally or not, to not be inviting and not, fundamentally usable. And no, I think what really struck me quite early on in the book is you talk about the lack of disabled bathrooms as a gender. And I am really sorry, because I did think tonight's bathroom was really that's more. I'm sorry that it isn't. But I think what really struck me in the book is that you say the lack of a disabled bathroom, especially for women, means that if you go out with your friends, you will drink so that you don't need to use it, which can lead to UTIs and permanent damage to your body. I think all the women in the room know how it feels to have a UTI, and it's not fun, and it can often end in, kidney problems. The thought of having to factor that in as a chronic issue just because someone hasn't factored you in, I find really maddening.
Yeah. And this whole conversation you had where you said you were accessible and and you go to the loo. Oh, no. You're not accessible. But you're not accessible. And there is no other group of people that you would invite to spend money and tell them that they couldn't go to the loo. There's no other group of people you could do that to. And yet, routinely, that is what we're told. And it's so sort of limiting about what you can do where you can grow ultimately. That means it limits who you can work with, what social opportunities you have. It's not just I can't go to the it's when I can't go to this networking event. Now I can't go to this party. It really does affect how you live.
Yeah, absolutely. And you say in the book that this is a gender issue even for disabled men because it might not be as problematic for them.
But also, women, we go to the no, but we do. For men who use wheelchairs, there are other options that are available to us. That you use your imagination. And, I'm constantly going home from somewhere because I'm in the. Because you can't have fun.
To cut your night short.
You can't have fun and get for the loo. Right? So then, well, around.
Yeah. And it means you miss out. And as you say in the book, no able-bodied woman would go into a restaurant and accept that there is just no loo built for them. yeah, I find that incredible. And on a legal basis, I find it really, really frustrating because I actually Googled kind of the legal requirements to have a disabled bathroom, and it has to be if they're serving food and beverages and it's over 250 square meters. Most London cafes are 40.
And then yes, I need them. Almost obligation to it.
So how do we change the? I mean, how do we change the laws on that? Yeah.
And they no, I personally don't believe you're going to solve the issues with the law. I think we're going to come with attitude change. So I say at the end of the day, as non-disabled people, why are you going to run? I can't think. If you stop, people very quickly when that. You do have power there.
And it's not just restaurants. Only 84 272 stations are step free. That's 31%. The statistics in your book are so mad. I'm very angry reading this book, which I think is exactly what you wanted. It's serious. Yeah.
You should be angry. I don't feel like that.
Yeah.
And she can put it out from the book.
Yeah.
I read just sort of something like that. No? I want more people to feel the age.
Because, as you say, what it actually really reminds me of is kind of people of color trying to rectify racism when it's not their emotional labor to be doing. And I find that ableism is a very similar system of oppression and segregation, and that it is not the job of disabled people to be rectifying this problem. Yeah.
I'm tired. But it's my job. I signed up to read disability activist because I'm chronically unable not to say what I think all the time. So I do this for a living. I'm very grateful. I do it for a living. But sort of by virtue of being disabled, I'm really helpful to be an advocate. I'm like, sometimes you just want to go to the pub. And not everyone can do it, and not everyone should have to do it. I'm very lucky, I'm able to sort of articulate the problem. I don't mind getting slightly frustrated. I'm educating a certain way. I can do that, but everyone can. And they really shouldn't have
to. Yeah. I'd love to dig into the kind of the feminism and the sexism in the book because that's so at the heart of it. And there's a really great quote that I thought was amazing. You say that you're kind of viewed as genderless and sexless, but just women are to be subjected to sexism. And yet, is it fair to say that the sexism that you're exposed to is typically the inverse that kind of able-bodied women are exposed to?
Yeah. To make it, I think, less obvious that it's happening. It's really easy to see all the evidence for a long time I did, but there was only things I had several disabled friends for me. And flavor,
Yeah.
and it's a completely different tone, I think. And yeah, when I do it, my friends or colleagues about sensitive, it's sort of the opposite, but actually comes from the same as just applied in opposite ways. Um, sort of what got me to like the book, because I've been having all these conversations about it. No, but something else, something else. What is it? And as I thought that over the hand to me, but it's only but the sexism became sort of blindingly obvious. I looked up Elizabeth sexism on Google, and there is nothing about migraine. I thought she's weird. Said it. So I couldn't really open my book, but
And we talk about kind of disabled womanhood in the book, and that society often views disabled women as children, disabled adult bodies, and they forget that disabled women also have periods and reproductive urges, and like one of my favorite ever quotes is disabled people have sex.
I won't post.
Iconic. This idea is like so warped, and where does it come from that we think that we infantilize disabled women?
I mean, that's a big question. We infantilize all disabled people. Some women up, women, men. People with speech norm people out. People with that, people out. Here, and to avoid scale disease. I think it comes from this idea that if you can help your child, just not what I also really have like care. I think it comes from a discomfort with disabled bodies. That I was going to magnified by sexism. The way that disabled women in particular cannot be seen as attractive, cannot be seen as sexual. That has sexism sort of at its core. Yeah, it's cool. It's also cultural science. Because have you ever seen a disabled person in a rom-com? Have you ever worried about the disabled person? No, I haven't either. Right? Yeah. We're not there. We're not there. There's a song about future disabled next door. That there's this wall of silence. And then get some really nasty stuff. Well,
Yeah. But what I love, so when you came in, we were talking about your outfit, and I love your outfit. And in the book, you do talk about fashion, and it's honestly something I have to admit I've never considered as something that you'd have to think about. But it's so interesting the way you were talking about how you dress to kind of almost undermine other people's people's assumptions of you, and I'd love you to tell us a bit about
I quite think that the mountains that way. Because everything people notice you before they
that.
yeah, I actually hadn't thought that for a long time. I was having a conversation with my best friend who's not disabled, and she said, "You've always dressed older than you are."
Mm.
And I said, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, you've always dressed older than you are because you're trying to counter the salary." I didn't know, did it?
Mm.
As soon as I couldn't unpick very I know, I like to wear some old black clothes because we're so expected to want to be invisible.
Mm.
I said, I want to be invisible in a power check. So from I'm gonna hide to I'm not doing return to the cat. Which is much more fun. So I was so counterbalance the something very bad. But as I said, sometimes that sort of precludes you from, being really careful because you don't want to sort of be into that. Keep with the same person in the corner. So I have a real aversion to law. Because I know that only gives people ammunition.
Yeah. And sometimes you say that you do just want to be girly.
Yeah.
Let me be girly. The chapter all about your teenagers was a really incredibly hard read. It was so difficult to write. But as you were saying, there was no representation, of you in the movies you saw growing up, and instead we were met with like 11 seasons of the Untouchables. I can't believe it. Was allowed to. I believe they were allowed to make that many seasons. So I guess my question is, growing up, or maybe even more into adult womanhood, sources of empowerment and role models.
I didn't have any. I did not have any. Now.
Who are yours now?
The woman I found, Sophie Bradbury, who shared about being a single mom. It's too bad really changed the game. Disabled people that have that pass the gatekeepers of the media to represent themselves now. So there's suddenly all incredible disabled people out there. Rebecca has my personal hero. We just hang out with each other every time we talk. She's incredible, who's incredible. So it's maybe there are more now, but only because I personally can't find them.
Yeah.
They're still not on the telly in the movies. But we're working on it.
Yeah. I do want to touch really briefly on dating, just because it's a very broad chapter of the book, and you said some really incredible things about it. because I know there was a time when you were dating on Hinge with all the merits. And that you were saying that often non-disabled men would hesitate when they, when they were speaking with you, and it's because they either thought that they were going to end up having to care for you, which is like, hello, or that you wouldn't be able to give them the level of care that they needed, which is so like 50s and weird. But it just seems like the narrative is written to undermine anyone not totally able-bodied in the dating scene.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. I mean, what is it? Hesitation. It was outline. Ability. Most conversations would start with and concept to it. I would say, yeah, for that. Because that is the thing. It was horrendous. It was horrendous. And it's still hard to talk about. But the characters who are in the book to be was that I applied to a dating agency. Not working out for me and my friends that this day. And number one, so I can't get anywhere. So now, can't get anywhere, we can absolutely get away. Because I called them, because I had a sex man. I've been doing this a while. So I called this one. I said that I am boy. And she said, something boom. So I sent in this form and it's about I was able to I had carrots. And a number of days later, I woke up to an email that people didn't want to date me. They advised me not to join, and they would keep, this is the kicker, they would keep my info on file for if they started a specialist type for, and they quote, the disabled. So, that would be relative. However, in typical Lucy fashion, at some point, I decided to put this email on contact. Because I can't help it. I didn't remember getting my friend terrible idea, but I should do it. But I know it probably got taught, seen by 4 million people. Okay. So it was a week. Yeah, it was a week. Everyone called me. The mayor called me. I keep being called to school. I was working in the big theater time, so that I can't talk to you. It was dealing with papers. It was things with different calm down. I'm on this over excited. I think it's over. My family is one of my best friends. Listen, I talking about you last week, babe. Oh, man. we started the whole variety situation. So that was fun. I bet, I turned into a book deal. Turned into a play. Because I shall be defeated. It was hilarious being over. And, like, I don't think I will ever get over that again. Actually.
Yeah.
But it's really that things have changed. What?
Again, though, it's not the disability stopping you from dating. It's them making assumptions and the ableism coming into play. Once again, it comes into play 5,000 times a day. And you say a really, really true statement, which is when these guys are dating, if they choose to date an able woman, there is no saying that she'll not at any moment become disabled.
Well, people who are disabled don't always be disabled.
Yeah.
So, I have a friend who has a little fun about referring to non-disabled people as pre-disabled people. Yeah. And like the sentiment is how men validating was on another level. Pretty but I just felt sort of so intense and so irrational. That's okay, you can't argue, you can't, there's no arguing with a matter of I don't want to argue that. Yeah, I think, people sitting there, why do you talk about this so much? It's very personal. Yeah, I'm telling you all about my dating life. It's not a normal thing to do. Like, and it's hard to do that. But disabled people will not be equal until we are equal in the right. It's true. In fact, that's one of the biggest barriers and one of the most strengths from everything. I mean, we're not talking about that. We're not going to get equality.
No, I totally agree. It's funny because you do take to Twitter and Instagram a lot, which I love. I'm always following the content. But a story that you don't need to tell through two times, but the story of the cafe bar that you tried to go to. Maybe you can tell it if you want.
Yeah, I went to a club, but they wouldn't let me in because they decided me to do outing. I'm going to think I'm calling the outing one day. That was another thing where I tweeted about it. It was Bible. But what was so weird about it was very unusual because it went viral. Back in front of the mail. I lived there. And it was so shocking to me that people were shocked.
Does that make you angry at the people shocked?
But also another question. We don't
I can imagine that a lot of people call you inspirational, which I can imagine is also frustrating. And then there's another incredible feminist writer in cerebral palsy, who I don't call inspirational. I was just wondering, kind of what's your relationship to people saying that to you?
Oh, I hate it. We all hate it. Don't do it. Just do it. And then do it. Weird. And it's always like, never because you put it back. Or because you gone the news. It's always because you work gone break the ball, shall we? It's so fascinating about health. And I don't even understand it because what I inspired you to do, tell me. I just had to do. I just what I inspired you to do. Come on, guys, what is it about one people? Come on. It's so cinematic of the fact that we relative people didn't even leave the house with other people. That's where it comes from. And yet, we're supposed to say, oh, thank you. It's not kind. I'm not having it anymore.
Yeah, so. I think a lot of what drives ableism seems to be like these traditional values and ideals we held onto for decades and decades. And that it can so easily be shifted if we just kind of opened our minds to it. And part of the book that made me think about is how you were saying when you were at the BBC pre-pandemic, you were in there every day, it was super hard work. You were relying on deep heat, your body was connecting, and it was so intense. And then pandemic entered the stage right, and suddenly we can work from home, and a lot of things are harder, but maybe working life isn't that. But what kind of annoys me is that I have a bad feeling that we only did this because it was universal for everybody.
We did because the white non-disabled men did work from home. So that's why we did it.
Yeah.
And it's already been already back to work initiatives in major companies. We apparently done nothing. But yeah, disabled people have been living for decades. Office culture staff and inaccessible and unnecessary. And then one day I was listening to change it overnight, which was good, but cool. And yeah, we shouldn't have to, you shouldn't have to only accommodate disabled people because it suits you. And that's where most accommodation comes from.
Yeah. So you said there were two reasons that kind of made you write the book. I know there was the experience you had for Matchmaker. What was the other experience?
Some of them would just go to a conversation at the beginning. Men who are disabled, and then why do people put together? Oh, hang on. When I returned out to the he gets massive amounts of evidence about nothing like what I expect you to manage. And that's what I'm starting to play on my own. And then there was stuff about like women, the way that we treat disabled women who want to be very different now. many years ago. And I was working with during the pandemic in which we allowed tens of thousands of disabled people to die. I think we need to be clear that that is what happened and that did not need to happen. That was a political choice. And we thought, I think, as a disabled person, academically successful, lived independently with parents. We sort of sold this lie that was showing up in that if we're just in spaces more and more, attitude will sort of catch up. But it's not working. It's not working. And I thought, I'm not doing anything about this. I knew set out to be activist, but it wasn't getting better. Arguably, encouraging was getting worse. And I couldn't not do something about it. And the way I do that is I like, so, here it is. Here we are.
Actually, before we come to questions, I want to end on a more positive note, so we don't fully awful things. I saw you recently went to the Statesman spa, which is that made me very happy. Are there, where are there some other places that you think are really doing well, or is it a very slow process and it's kind of one and everything?
So I recently came out. I have to say the queer community looking at the top. We love it. But the Irish is in tiny little events with disabled and quiet spaces and all the access information you could possibly desire. And it really shows it's doable. These people do not have a lot of funding. And yet they're finding ways. And I was at a big out on Saturday. No one stared at me. Most because they were in the room. I was sitting in the street. But the difference is remarkable. I come home from this and I'm like, I'm like, there are pockets of non-disabled people really putting in the work, but it's not me. It's people who are also marginalized. They can't be minorities. But like, yeah, it's personally you can do it for. I'm no longer accepting their argument that it's too expensive or impossible because it's you just don't want to.
Yeah. So I think my final question before we come to audience questions is, I have so many, this is so tough, guys. If you were to talk to, have you ever done a talk at a school? Do you ever talk to, how do you want the narrative to change to much younger people? And what would you say? What do you say?
This is someone I haven't come here. I think it's really important. it's the very foundation of how we do what disability. We, well, thank you. Uh, talk about disability as a medical
Mm.
and it's a social condition that people have um, if everyone is accessible, every unable to walk doesn't change would be significantly less disabled to be able to go out and to go. But disability is socially created when changing. But as soon as you understand that this is one of disability, and if I could, I'd have it tattooed on my forehead. Um, that idea is so powerful. That idea changes the game. And if you can embody that with your language and how you think about disability and talk about disability, you will start to change things because then you shift the responsibility from my body to your actions.
Beautifully said. Thank you so much. Love to come to some.
Do you actually have an online question? First of all?
Oh.
What have been the best reactions to the book so
Oh, I'm cried so much. This time we did. Disabled women saying to me, this is the first time I've ever read it feels true. Even thinking about me, but we didn't grow up with that. We had real it was just us really, and it was pulling our heads for and it's not, and being able to represent that, hopefully younger little girls, and hearing that, my friends and people around the world, it's just been so lovely.
She's in the room, front row.
Yes, a million things to say, but I just, when I had to give a talk, I've got very severe epilepsy, and I had to give, I didn't have to, so I gave a talk at the South Bank Centre last week, and I just read about you giving your talk, and I was like, oh no, I wish it was the other way around, but I can nick your idea. But I just, it's quite new to me because I was always sort of, I'm an artist, I'm a painter, and I was quite a successful artist. I blagged my way into Wimbledon College of Art and got out and was earning money, and then just developed horrific convulsive tonic-clonic seizures for about 10 years and spent most of it in hospital. But started to find the right medication, got out, and got into the RCA, and I just got to do this tour, and I thought, I love painting, but my dad took this filming of me having this horrendous tonic-clonic convulsive seizure, and I had this big screen, and a bunch of strangers, and just the devil in me. I paint quite blurry paintings, and I just thought, so I'm going to do it, and I just played it in front of about 15, 20 people. What I did tell them before they were watching it, but I just wanted to see what would go on, and it's just become, I've realised that they asked me, but why do you mention that you're epileptic and that when you're a painter, and why are you a painter with epilepsy now? I say, well, and the guy who was introducing it said, I'm a gay man of colour, I don't have to say I'm the gay painter. I say, yes, but I might have a tonic-clonic seizure in front of you, and it's actually my legal sort of problem now. And I realised that I was having up to 6 seizures a week, and it's like it actually become my. I didn't want, like you said, I didn't turn out to be an activist for sort of for neurology or any of this. I wanted to be a painter, and all of a sudden, I'm like, can you be a disabled artist without disabling your art? Am I always going to be the tick boxes? Like the RCA put me in the best spot, and I get in, you know, right next to the door, and I take the table you can. But it's fantastic. At the same time, it was quite sad that a lot of people sort of get angry with me because it's like I'm getting things that
but
and maybe I shouldn't have to say anything about having epilepsy. But what do you do? It's like I don't want to say it, but I stopped to train, and it was just me and this poor woman on the train. This single woman keeping herself to herself on her laptop, and she had to stop the whole entire Gatwick Express. And I should woke up in hospital and never got to say thank you. And I just think, I know now, having a disability is not something that you sort of can choose, or almost like other people choose to make it like you're causing a problem. I used to be social, and now I feel like very antisocial for a reason. But it's
I stated down that I've been disabled my whole life. I had to do teenage years where I didn't want to be. I wanted to be someone else for a long time. And then I didn't anymore. And I found the community activism and a life to lead, and actually now, if you said to me, tomorrow you can take a habit, and I'm so good, I would learn and follow the other way, because this is greater life. And it's hard. It's always hard. It's always hard. But it's not true. How so and I'm trying I'm anxious and sometimes I'm depressed. But like part of the problem of ableism is that it tells us that being disabled is bad. Ableism is bad. Disabled would be fine. And that's not to minimize the hospital stays and the pain out of it. It's pain, but it's not bad. I'm so glad that I met the people that showed me it wasn't bad.
Have any other questions? Yeah.
Hi Lucy. I'm sure everyone in the room has general election fever. So I was wondering, if you were Prime Minister, what your priority policy actions to improve the lives of disabled people in the UK?
Social care, the most somebody power. This is good. I feel like my parents are funded, and yet if you read the book, you will find there the source of confidence. That's important to the rest of it, but when I saw it out and it's good, and that is not the case for the vast majority of people in the UK, because there's something not getting. It's not a case of get back here, it's a case of I'm okay. And the government, all governments have for 25 years thought out harboring the disability employment. They haven't. You know what they haven't? We could do them, go out of bed, we could go out and care. You can't go to work if you can't get out of bed. You can't go on day if you can't get out of the house. You can't go to the cinema if you stuck on the sofa. We think of care as get up, get dressed, eat, go to work. And like, that is the key to the individual, but it's also help to get to work. It's also help to get out on your friends. It's mainly the guys in the corner when I go on a date in case you do window and you rescue. And that's real care. And I'm one of the very few people that gets it. And we're going to be equal until we can decide which one can and decide what hours to work. And that is all care. So give me 10 million quid.
Any other questions? Yeah.
Thank you. I was just wondering, so after the success of this book, what is next? So do you plan to write another one? What will the focus of your next piece be?
That one book for me. That will be so brutally personal because I did that one. It was great. I needed about 6 months to recover. It makes me I'm still doing all my journalism. I'm looking into more sort of on the ground activism as well, and sort of community building ways. I've not really done before, but I'm so employed and so valuable to create spaces for disabled people. More sort of public speaking and stuff, and company ideas and workplace. So a variety of things. Any opportunity to do whatever I'm okay.
Well, I think we'll leave things out this evening. Lucy, thank you so much for coming. It was a pleasure to have you. We do have copies of Lucy's book available, and I think she might send a few copies. The book is really incredible. I really do urge you to read it if you haven't already. Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to our online audience for joining us tonight. And I'll see you in trouble really, really soon. Have a great night, everybody. Right. Thanks so much. Shall we start?